takeaway for me is to have a very difficult and developmental conversation with my team members. Main reason is because of the appraisal cycle which we are going to have soon. That is very important. And the other things is I also felt in conflict resolution, right? Sometimes it's okay to avoid. So that's something I understood, and not put too much of energy on resolving some of the conflicts which is of no value for us.
Anju actually gave a lot of stories which were very, very, very relatable. And when she actually told that is how she solved it, I had that zone that okay, this is what I could have done. I didn't do it. It was not it was definitely situation, but I could have done this, would have probably resulted better. So that's my learning, to look into myself and understand that what I can do better. The key learnings was delegation is great, but delegation should be proper. I think feedback is better when it is developmental goals than constructive feedback. That's, I think, as Sindhu mentioned in performance review, is going to help a lot to motivate team members that they can develop, and there is always a scope to develop.
For me, it was a lot of reflective takeaways from the way my own leadership style is. A lot of aspects related to what my strengths are, what I could do better, the kind of decisions I've taken in the past, and what I can sort of apply in terms of providing feedback to my team, or in terms of working on my delegation, so that even my team gets that opportunity to sort of grow as I grow along with them.
Firstly, it's the situational leadership, because as for me, I have newly entered into as a line manager, where I have, although I have very few reportees, but it is a different mindset bunch of people. So I think that was one thing which will help me to adjust myself as a leader in handling different team members. So I think after that is about the 7 C's, what comes when it's when you're having a communication with a team member.
It was wonderful, 2 days of time. So my aha moment was like putting a mirror on my face. No, it's a simple concept, I agree, because I am a person when there are concerns or reasons or excuses. So I used to justify with myself or with my team members and put it out, rather than pointing what I could have done to avoid it or to address it, rather than just reasoning it or rationalizing it. Nowadays we all give our rationale, why it happened, how it happened, but what could have been done that we miss it, or I used to miss it. So this is my biggest takeaway from yesterday and today.
Thank Ajay, Mansa, and then Anju, Ujjwal, Selvan. So my takeaway is like how to apply this situational leadership, specifically like how to handle second line managers, and then how to look at the reportees, because this was my first question, like how do we do this line management task. I had an idea, but I didn't have the clear picture. So from this session I got to know like where do I stand and what I need to do it. So that was my takeaway. And then second one is like providing feedback and having open conversations, providing constructive feedback, and then how to resolve the conflicts. So that I got to know. So thank you.
We were able to relate to our work very well when Anju explained the concepts. And Anju, thank you so much for that, because the stories that you narrated also were really relating to our work that we do on a day-to-day basis, and some of the challenges that we face, and how you overcame those challenges was really inspiring for all of us, I feel. And key takeaways and also the activities were very engaging. Thank you, Ujjwal and Selvan, for that. And the key takeaways would be, one is adding that positive intent to the feedback. So that is really helpful, because when you start on a good note, team members are welcome to listen to what you're going to say. And the next bit is about the leadership styles, where we stand currently and how do we apply it in our day-to-day lives, and also about conflict management. So which style are we pursuing right now, and what are the areas that we need to improve on?
A lot of things, because I come from a very raw background. So I didn't knew that there's a conflict management style. I didn't knew this. I didn't know there is a tone which you need to follow when you address your team. There is a delegation style. So I learned a lot of things.
Thank you, Anju. It was really very engaging. I'm not a great listener, but actually you engaged us so well that we didn't get bored or nothing. And we had learned a lot of things. Like we saw it's okay, but I know this. But when you told, it's like in a very structured way how to do things. We learn everything we do, but in a very messed up style. But now we learned how to do in a very structural way. And I learned like leadership skills. Not a single leadership skill will work for all the team members. Everyone will have different types of skills we need to apply is what I learned. And conflicts, different type of conflicts, how to address that I learned. And the 7 C's, the main thing I learned. Yeah, there are, and there's almost all the things were covered by
Anju, Ujjwal and Selvin, Ajay and Mansa, and all of you also, because you were all very collaborative and we had fun. Yeah, my aha moment may sound very funny, but it is P is equal to M plus A. So I mean, we always look at team members and we know what they are lacking. But I never put that into that perspective, whether it is the ability or the motivation that is lacking. So that was, I really liked that, and even after I went back to my room yesterday, I was thinking P is equal to M plus A, P is equal to M plus A. So I kept thinking about that. And another thing that I really enjoyed was yesterday's game. I'll tell you why. Not just because we won. We of course won. No, you don't have to have the skill, but you will have to identify who has that skill and leverage it to your advantage. So that is what happened in our team yesterday.
To everyone for organizing this firstly. With Anju, like when I said, although we knew some processes and how to go about it, we didn't really have a name. So that is something I learned. And with the activity, firstly, I'm not someone who's very open, and I'm mostly an introvert. So for me, it was very helpful going out there, and some of them I've not even met, some of them I've known, but because of work from home, we've not interacted much. So this was a very helpful session. And learnings, I would say for me, it was, I was constantly reflecting with every session that you were taking. I was constantly reflecting that, and now I'm also reflecting on what can I do better for with the team that I'm working with. And mainly I would say conflict management was very helpful for me, and also I know where I stand with my conversation style and where I lack, so I can focus on working on those areas.
It was a great, like, wonderful 2 days. I think I like the session that it started that, you know, everyone is a leader, because I do understand that everyone intuitively or instinctively have been following most or at least part of these. But now we are able to relate to these concepts, and it also gives a clarity as to how to move forward. So for me, it has given a lot of clarity on where I was stuck, and I think where my styles are and how do I either progress in a different style, or how do I make it stronger. It gave me a lot of clarity on it, and I did have a lot of aha moments, because I am a nerd, so I love theoretical concepts. But I think my major ahas were like post the activities during the debrief, because I was able to connect the concepts, the day's concept, to the activity and to what we did there. And when each team came up with what they did, I was able to relate everything to it. So I think it would be great to apply all of these to, you know, my styles or to what the work I'm doing. So that's going to be great to do. Yeah,
I learned a lot of things. I'm very new to this as a leader. So recently I got promoted. So beginning, everyone is leader, willing and skilling. Performance is equal to ability and motivate to. So here the concepts, what we learned. So here, that is very really very helpful to us.
The whole learning was so crisp and to the point. It's not like we have a lot of self-help books available, right? There are a lot of authors and all. But to read those 200 pages, it feels like we are stuck reading like each chapter. We are simply spending months on it. But this 2 days has taught me much more than 5 or 6 books which I have read for the last year. So I think that was the biggest help for me.
So from yesterday's and today's session, what I saw is it's more of storytelling and all that. So it's not the like Anju told, it's not this slide heavy. So everything that she's been telling, it's like I was able to correlate for my previous managers, myself. Where do I fit in? Where do they? What are their way of leadership? So I see all that. Definitely, it will help me, and I hope I will be able to give my best in the next 6 months, and I show all the results that is there from your teachings. So thank you so much, Anju, Ujjwal, and Selvan.
Be quite loud. So thank you all for your presence. I know it's not easy. You've left your work, you've kept time away from your family, so I appreciate that. Anju and Selvan and Ujjwal, we've had multiple conversations. I know I've been really hard on you on some of the aspects that we won't cover in the training, so thank you for taking that. But I think we're seeing the results, so I'll let that speak for itself. I will say what my takeaway was from the session before I thank anybody else is that when you spoke about failure, sharing failure, right? We all are reluctant to do that. But that's the greatest learning that you can have when you learn from other people's failures, because that helps you avoid that. So don't be hesitant to share. I mean, blow your horn, share your successes, but failures are equally as important to share. Yeah? And you are the leaders of Udwara. I'm happy to see so many faces that I've recognized over the years, and some new ones also. You have a great story ahead, and I'm happy to be part of that story. But keep sharing that story with people down there. You are going to be creating the next leaders also. So thank you so much for your time.